Yes, sir. We back. We lit. We back and we lit. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Ty back at y'all with another video. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all comment, share, subscribe if you new. Now, it's a little hot out here, and I ain't want to put the camera on the stand because it'll overheat the phone. So that's the reason why I'm holding it right now. But I know y'all ain't seen my voice I know y'all ain't heard my voice, seen my face in a minute, man. But y'all know life be life, man. And sometimes you need a break from a lot of this stuff, man. To get your thoughts together and come up with different ideas to put on the platforms and things of that nature. Because I don't believe in forcing content. I want things to be organic. But I say all that to say this, man. Pretty much like what I want to talk about today is pretty much like the Eastern and the Western Conference. My opinion on who I believe is gonna make the Eastern Conference Finals and who's gonna be in the Western Conference Finals. Um, First, prayers up to Cade Cunningham. I know he has a collapsed lung. Hoping for a speedy recovery from him. Um, Sometimes that return varies. Sometimes, I think CJ McCollum had it a couple of years back. He came back from it. I think he was back when he was in Portland. He came back from his. But, we'll see how Cade Cunningham bounces back. I don't see the Pistons falling no lower than the third seed. But I think they'll probably be, if anything, they'll either keep the number one seed or they'll be in the second seed. But the Boston Celtics have an opportunity to get the number one seed. And that's crazy because Boston, I had them in the play-in game to start the season off, and they have exceeded expectations like crazy. Jaylen Brown's playing like a league MVP candidate. I expected a big year anyway from Jaylen Brown, but I ain't expect Boston to be what they are. Joe Mazzulla has clearly shown that he's a great coach. Without one of their best players in the NBA, in Jason Tatum, they're the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, so that's saying a lot. Big ups to Tatum, man. I know I'm hard on Tatum. I feel like Jaylen Brown's the better player, but one thing I can't say is that Jason Tatum is not tough, man. That like the battle through what he battled through, and not many guys. Like, you got Damian Lillard, you got Tyrese Halliburton, you got Kyrie Irving, who suffered the same injury he suffered, and they're out for the season. They're out for the season with their ACL injuries. You know what I'm saying? So for him to come back in the short time span that he's coming back from, it's huge. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so one thing he was pushing to get back into basketball, get back on the basketball court. The Boston Celtics, well, he said on First Take a couple of months back he was pushing for a return. He didn't rule out the possibility of return, even though he kind of questioned it at one point due to how Boston was rolling. But it's not too, but pretty much Jason Tatum's playing with house money. He don't really have to, it's no pressure for him to be the number one guy because you got a league MVP candidate in Jaylen Brown who's playing phenomenal this season, who's the leading catalyst of why the Boston Celtics are number 2 seed. So you ride that ship. You just take your time. Like I said a couple of months back that I expected Tatum to come back sometime in March, and that's what transpired, and that's what happened. And I said you don't want to put too much pressure on Tatum, and Tatum shouldn't want to put too much pressure on himself to get back to form. Take your time, get your body a chance to recuperate, get back into the floor of basketball, and just let Jaylen Brown handle the rest. And as we seen, he had another 30 ball last night. Jaylen Brown, man, Jaylen Brown different. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying for the longest, he's proven why he's the better player in my opinion. There's no slight to Tatum, man, but I just feel like he just got an overall better bag, in my opinion. And but that still don't take away from Jason Tatum at all. But I would want Jason Tatum to take it easy and let Jaylen Brown do what he's been doing to start the season now. And when the playoffs get here, of course, y'all gonna need each other. It can't just be a one-man army. So that's when Tatum is fully start. Just when Jason Tatum can start to emerge and show his greatness in the playoffs when it's time and when they need him to do so. But yeah, Boston got an opportunity to be the number 1 seed, man. I don't see Detroit falling no lower than 2. They could have it locked up. I know they clinched a playoff spot yesterday, but I got Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals due to Tatum coming back. Pretty much like the only team that I could see probably challenging them once again is the New York Knicks. You of course you have Cleveland. I mean, I forgot about Cleveland. Of course, Cleveland got a chance to make. I forgot about Cleveland as well. They have a chance to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but y'all already know how I feel about James Harden. I'm not even finna go down that road. Y'all already know it's James Harden, Donovan Mitchell. Those two guys, man. I got to see it to believe it. They got the talent, they got the team, man, but I got to see it to believe it. I'm not sold on Cleveland. I'm sold on them winning the playoff series. They can get to the second round, but I need to see more because I know they suffered injuries last year, but that was a huge disappointment last year. But yeah, Cleveland, they're a dark horse. I give Cleveland a dark horse. Of course, you got the other teams in the play in the Eastern Conference, down in the Eastern Conference that's playing well. The Hawks are playing a lot better without Trae Young. You know, I said to start the season off, a lot of this stuff I said early in the season. The Hawks have a lot of talent, and it's showing that they have a lot of talent on their team because they've been winning a lot of ball games. They've been they've been beating some good teams, some solid teams to get back into that play-in, to get a top play-in position. And that's since Trae Young has been out. Like the Hawks have played well. And I said, like, the Hawks got a lot of talent. Is they gonna play in a real system or is they gonna play in a Trae Young system? Because Trae Young is a way better passer than he is a three-point shooter. He can score the ball, like he can get buckets, but he's more of a his talent leans towards more of his playmaking ability to get guys involved. And I didn't think Trae Young did a good job of empowering his teammates, and he didn't, you know, show much of floor general. He cared more about shooting logo threes than being a floor general, and that's one of the main things to help the Atlanta Hawks back. And but it's showing that the Hawks, man, they playing a lot better without him. I said if they play in a real system, they can be a top seed in the Eastern Conference, maybe around 5 or 6. But if they play in the Trae Young system, they're gonna be in the play-in game. So, but yeah, man, the Hawks got a lot of talent. They've looked well. The Hornets, they've came out of nowhere, man, since the All-Star break. LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges and a lot of those guys, man, they have been playing great. They're one of the most they one of the fastest paced offensive teams in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So they getting buckets, and they're showing why the play-in game in the Eastern Conference is gonna be very interesting. When you got the Heat, who has play-in experience. Unfortunately, like I said, they got hired, and I think they was tied for the 5th. They dropped a couple of games since then. Oh, I don't want to talk too much about Miami too much, but because I'm really trying to keep it towards the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. But from where I'm going, but shout out to Bam Adebayo. Everybody want to hate and sit here and talk about, those 83 was fake and it was legit. But if you got the cats like Michael Jordan, one of the greatest player of all time, saluting Bam on his performance, that means it's legit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even before he had like 70 points before he tried to go for the 83. You know what I'm saying? So he was cooking he was cooking anyway. So Bam was having a weird ass performance. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't expect that from Bam Adebayo. Of course it's the Wizards, but I never seen Bam play with that type of aggression. But that showed me, Bam, you need to do better, bro. I don't expect you to score 70 and 50 and 40 points every night, but you got to do better and play better than what you're playing. If you capable, you're more than capable. But big ups to Bam, man, for his 83 points, man, breaking the late great Kobe Bryant's record. Rest in peace to Kobe. But shout out to Bam, man. Shout out to my guy. But yeah, so you got the experience of Miami in the play-in right now. Depending on how these Eastern Conference play out, they can, you know, I don't believe Miami is a play-in team, but they've been playing like one once again the whole season. So you are how you play like, and they've been playing pretty much like one this whole season, even though the talent that they have on the team don't, especially in the Eastern Conference, don't align with that. But that's a different topic for a different day. So you got Miami. They've been the play-in game, been there, done that. They got the experience. And you have the Hawks, the Hornets. So I'm very eager to see how that play-in situation look in the Eastern Conference. But right now I got Boston and I got what's the other team? I said Cleveland's a dark horse. I got Boston and Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Knicks go back to the Eastern Conference Finals. And that's gonna be very compelling, in my opinion. Those two cats, that's a rematch, pretty much, in my opinion. The Eastern Conference Finals is gonna be a rematch of what we saw last year in the in the Eastern Conference semifinals. But that's the two teams I got in the Eastern Conference finals right now: the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Western Conference finals. Western Conference finals. Yes. This is the crazy part about the West, y'all, that a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of people gonna see and say the casual thing. It's gonna be the OKC Thunder and the Spurs, and we all anticipate that because those are the top two seeds in the Eastern Conference. But it don't ever always pan out that way. Y'all remember when the Clippers and the Lakers back in 2020, Clippers were putting belt their ass to the Lakers in the regular season, and they get to the bubble, which a lot of people don't count, right? But they get to the bubble nonetheless, and they give up a 3-1 lead against Denver, and Lakers went on to win the championship. So that matchup never happened. I feel like one of those teams once again are going to lose before they get to the Western Conference Finals. Now, I want to see that matchup because I know Wemby have gotten the best of the OKC Thunder this season. He's whooped their ass. Don't get it twisted, but I still believe that they still got to beat them 7 games. And even if they match up in the Western Conference Finals, I believe OKC edged them out because they got the championship experience. It'll be a 7-game nail biter if it was to happen, but I would have OKC edging the Spurs out nonetheless because you still got to beat that team 7 games. And the Thunder, it don't matter how many points that they down. That's a team that you always got to play 48 minutes with. You know what I'm saying? OKC, Denver Nuggets, even though they ain't looked up to par, that's a team you still can't sleep on when the postseason gets here. So the Denver Nuggets, as much as they've fallen off and inconsistent they've been due to some of their injuries, of course, the Denver Nuggets are a dark horse in the Western Conference. So don't sleep on Denver at all. Just because they look shaky in the regular season, when the playoffs get here, it's a different ball game. But we anticipate the Spurs and the Thunder, but I don't think we're gonna get it. If I had to pick with my gut who would lose before the Western Conference, I think it's the Spurs because I think the Thunder have the experience, and I feel like they are locked to get to the Western Conference Finals. And you got Luka Doncic in the Lakers. Luka playing like a league MVP candidate. Shout out to Luka Doncic. They've been pushing this Luka shit for the longest, and that's why I pretty much. This gonna be crazy. Y'all gonna probably, because I said a lot of crazy shit last year. I said the Lakers and the Cavaliers was gonna make the NBA Finals. that shit was going the hell off. You know what I'm saying? None of those two teams even sniffed the conference finals. But I believe the Lakers are a better team this year, and I got the Lakers playing the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. I got the Thunder, of course, beating them. You know what I'm saying? I got the Thunder back in the NBA Finals, but bargain injury. I got the Thunder in the in the NBA Finals, but I know I'm not talking about the NBA Finals, but they've been pushing this Luka shit for the longest. I wouldn't be shocked if they find a way to get LeBron James an extra shot in the Luka Doncic and LeBron Lakers an extra shot. Because y'all know when the playoffs get here, anything can happen, man. Crazy shit has happened in the playoffs. And I said the same bullshit last year with the Lakers, but they're a better team this year. And I believe that they got a shot to make the Western Conference Finals. Luka playing like a league MVP candidate, but you still got other guys. But it also depends, though, because if they get the wrong matchup, they not going. It depends on how it lines up. Like if they get the Timberwolves, they're not beating the Timberwolves in the Western in the playoffs. I feel like Timberwolves gonna put there's gonna be a better compelling series. It'll probably go 6 games, maybe 7. It won't be a 5-game series. But I feel like that if they get the wrong matchup like Minnesota gonna handle them. And I believe they can beat Houston. Houston don't have enough. I said that a couple of months ago in a short video. Houston, who's the 5th seed? Man, No, Houston ain't got enough. I see they're gonna be a first-round exit. They don't have enough, man. In my opinion, man, they just don't have enough. They gonna need more than KD to get a shot off. I understand people talking about Fred VanVleet, but Fred VanVleet, when he played, he was inefficient. So Fred, I'm not knocking. I love Fred VanVleet. Don't get it wrong, but he doesn't answer all the Houston Rockets problems, whether he was playing or not. Because you still need it. Because he's streaky and he's a great defender. And he's a tough-nosed player. I love Fred VanVleet. Great glue guy for a championship team. But You need more. Like, they need another scorer, in my opinion. You got Jabari Parker. He's capable, but I don't. He's too inconsistent. Sengun, can he step up and help KD out when the offense is going through a slump? Because we know what they can do defensively. Defensively, they are elite, but offensively, they go through too many dry spells. And when you match up against teams that can put the ball in the hole, that's gonna be tough for the Houston Rockets, man, because they're gonna have to score, and it just can't be KD. Because when the playoffs get here, you're gonna need another guy that can get their shot off. The Lakers, they still got LeBron, they got Austin Reeves, they got guys that can put the ball in the hole. The Thunder, they got J-Dub. The Spurs, they got Castle, they got Vassell, they got Fox, they got other guys that can get buckets. The Timberwolves, they can beat the Lakers due to their physicality. So that's what I'm saying. Styles do make fights. I don't feel like they have an answer for Ant-Man. I think their physicality will beat the Lakers up. And that's what you need for guys like Luka. Quick guys, physical guys that can beat the Lakers up on both ends of the floor. And the Timberwolves have that on their end with Naz Reid, Gobert, Ant-Man that can get physical, Julius Randle that can get physical and go up and down, to get up and down the court and play downhill. So it depends on who the Lakers match up with. Now, if they get the Timberwolves, they're not going. Minnesota, once again, I don't see them getting back to the Western Conference Finals. They don't have enough. I feel like if they would have got like if KD would have went to a Minnesota Timberwolves, we'd be talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves winning the championship. Like, Ant-Man is that elite. At one point, he was in the talks for league MVP considerations because he was playing at a high level back in the month of February. So yeah, you can't count Minnesota out. As long as you got Ant-Man there, Minnesota gonna always have a shot. But to get deep into the playoffs like they did last year, they don't have enough. They don't have enough. They added Bones Highland, they added a couple of pieces and things like that. But I feel like Nickeil Alexander-Walker was a huge loss for them. He's in Atlanta right now, balling out. But he's gonna be a big loss for them. He played a huge role in them getting to the Western Conference Finals last year, and he played well. So I don't think the Wolves have enough to get back. I think they'll be a second round exit. Like I said, styles make fights. But if I'm going off the muscle of my opinion, because it's just my analysis, because like I said, I was wrong about a lot of shit last year. I ain't make no bones about that. But it depends on who they match up with. If they match up against the Lakers again, I got Minnesota winning that series. But I got the OKC Thunder and the Lakers. But I got the OKC Thunder and Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. That's crazy where people look. But it's just that NBA, bro. They gonna find they always do this shit. They just find a way to try to they've been pushing this Luka shit for the longest. And they've been pushing this Luka shit for the longest, y'all. So I eventually, if not this year, next year, Luka Doncic is gonna be in the Western Conference Finals in the Lakers uniform. It's gonna happen. Either this year or next year. It's gonna happen. But I'm gonna say this year. So I got the Thunder and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Right? Now, the play-in. First before I get into the play-in situation. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard, man. Kawhi Leonard went through a lot. He's going through a lot of adversity right now in the Clippers uniform due to some of the charges and things that he's been dealing with. Not charges, but you know what I'm saying? Some of the things that y'all know what it is, like things dealing with, money issues and the legal shit, dealing with the NBA and trades and things of that nature. So Kawhi Leonard's been going through a lot, but for him to still play like a league MVP candidate, even though he's not in the race because his team is not good enough, but for them to be at the bottom of the Western Conference, because I had them in a play-in game to start the season off anyway, but I didn't expect them to start the way that they did. They were terrible to start the season off. Terrible. But for them to get to where they at right now from the bottom of the Western Conference to the play-in game, that shows a lot of fortitude on Kawhi Leonard's end, and that also shows you that he has a lot in the tank. He can't carry a team like he once did, like as far as like he can show flashes, but he's still gonna need help. He can't be the number one. He needs another guy by his side. I don't know who that can be, but it damn sure wasn't James Harden. He wasn't the answer. But but Kawhi Leonard needs some guys around. He need another guy with him, in my opinion, due to some of the injuries that he suffered with too. But he shows you that he can, like, Kawhi Leonard can play at the elite level, both offensively and defensively. And but yeah, big ups to Kawhi Leonard for having a career year. Even though his team is not that good, but for them to come from where they are to where they at now, you can't do nothing but salute and respect that. And they got a lot of glue guy, a lot of good glue solid guys. They got Mathurin. They acquired him in the trade with the Pacers. And I don't know what the hell the Pacers doing. They just was in the finals a year ago. And it's like they getting rid of all their guys. Nembhard not there no more. Turner not there. Mathurin not there. Like, yeah, they ain't gonna be the same team, bro. They not gonna be the same team. Damn. And the Pacers, that's crazy. But anyway, I'm not gonna harp too much on that. But that's crazy though. But you got Mathurin, you got John Collins. I don't know why the hell Ty Lue took so long to play that dude, man. Because John Collins is a great player. You know what I'm saying? He helped the Atlanta Hawks get to the conference finals back in 2021. I don't know what the hell that's the only, like, Ty Lue, he do some dumb shit as well with some of his lineups, just like Eric Spoelstra do. But nonetheless, I'm not trying to make this no tirade video about Ty Lue and Spo, but yeah, the Clippers, they got a lot of young talent on their team. So we'll see how everything goes as the season wanes, or once the season's over, what they're gonna do, what the verdict gonna be with the Clippers and Steve Ballmer and things of that nature. But the Clippers got a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent. But shout out to Kawhi Leonard, man. But you got the Portland Trail Blazers, the Clippers. Who else is in there in that play in the Western Conference? The Suns. They've been between 6 and 7. Dylan Brooks has been playing like he's been playing great for them too. Even with Booker in and out of the lineup. But they're gonna be in a play-in game. And yeah, they're gonna be in the play-in game. Jalen Green and they're gonna be a play-in team. And I think, and you, of course, you got Denver and the other guys battling for 3 through 6. But so yeah, the Western Conference, they play in. It's gonna be exciting. I think Golden State still in that mix a little bit, or are they out of it? I don't know. They've been losing lately. I know Curry's been out for a long extended period of time. Jimmy Butler's out. So it's been pretty much Draymond Green out there by himself with Polinski and all those other cats. But I ain't finna get into Golden State. But yeah, I think that's the 4 teams right now. I think Golden State's still in there. I think so. They should be. But because I know Dallas, Utah, and all those other teams, they out. They done. They done. But in the Pelicans and games like that, they done. Those teams are done. They not going to the play-in game. But yeah, man, those are the 2 teams that I got in the Eastern. I got the Boston Celtics and the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I got the Lakers and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. I know people gonna look at me crazy and do, because it's just the Luka narrative. That's the only reason why I'm saying Lakers. Because if it was LeBron and Anthony Davis, I wouldn't be saying no damn Lakers. So it just, the NBA wants so bad for Luka to be the face of the NBA. They pushing that. They want that. They've been wanting that for years, since Luka's been a rookie in Dallas. They've been wanting that to be, want Luka to be the face of the league. But he pretty much been in his way, his own damn way. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think he just got too much damn ground. I think he got too much ground. He ain't got enough ground, in my opinion, to make that happen. But we'll see. You never know. But yeah, it like a lot of teams, man, have just fallen off this year. The Bucks, Giannis, man, he an idiot, man. No disrespect, I love Giannis, but he a fool. He a damn fool. He a damn fool, man. You still in Milwaukee, y'all. They man, they not even in the play-in game. Like, that's crazy. Like that, yeah. Giannis is a fool. He a fool, man. He an idiot for that, bro. But yeah, a lot of teams are falling off, man, this year, man, and that being one of them. That's a team that I'm very disappointed in, because I know Giannis been in and out of the lineup, but I expected more from the Bucks, man. And I told y'all Doc Rivers ain't it. And he talking about retiring this year. Told y'all, man. I told y'all, Doc Rivers ain't that dude, man. He ain't got no choice but to retire at this point. He ain't got no choice but to retire, man. I don't know how true it is. I think he said he was going to retire. I don't know how true it is. I think that's the case though. But yeah, he ain't that he ain't. I told y'all he ain't that guy, bro. He ain't that guy. But that's pretty much all I got for this video, man. Y'all talk to me in the comment section, man, and give me y'all thoughts and y'all opinions on who y'all believe gonna make the Western Conference Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals. In the East, I got Boston and the Knicks rematch of the second round last year, and I got the Thunder and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Just because of Luka Doncic, it's just the NBA. They just so infatuated with Luka, man. It ain't even about LeBron no more because they pretty much over that shit with LeBron. They over the LeBron James experiment, but it's just that Luka narrative. They pushing that. And but we'll see we'll see how it all unfolds, man, in these playoffs and throughout the play-in game and things of that nature. It's gonna be another exciting playoffs once again, and we're gonna see how it all pans out and how it turns out. Y'all stay tuned. I'm back with more content and more videos. Sorry for the wait, man, but we back and we lit. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all comment, share, subscribe if you new. All love. Peace.